LeBron James just doesn't want to go away. When it comes to the King securing the bag, some breaking news out of the association here. LeBron James and the Lakers, both sides agreeing to a 2-year max extension. I repeat, a 2-year max extension worth $104 million. That deal confirmed by our very own Bill Reiter this morning. When it comes to the King staying in La La Land, the extension includes a player option and no trade clause for the King when it comes to playing for the Lake Show in the foreseeable future. When it comes to the future, we've seen the past and LeBron and the Lakers, and since 2020, it's been radio silent because outside of that championship in the bubble, has not been winning. The only thing that's been changing, the record and coaches when it comes to the Lakers. And 2024 and 2025 may not be any different from what we've seen the past 4 years with LeBron at the helm in L.A. Our guy Bill Reiter waking up bright and early for us here with this news here. And Bill, 2 years, $104 million extension there. When you talk about the piggy bank and the Lakers, we thought that was going to somebody else. But your reaction to LBJ getting that back?
Brandon, that you called it. It's good to be the King, and I'm not sure it's going to be good to be a Lakers fan. I'll tell you this. In that organization in L.A., they think, they believe, they'll try to sell you on the idea they can still be competitors. But we just saw that since that bubble championship, they've been a team of mostly mediocrity, and they're not going to be able to improve this roster as they give LeBron this amount of money. This puts them just above that really restrictive second apron. There's some talk that maybe LeBron will shave a little bit off to try to get underneath that. But the lack of the ability to add really significant names over the course of this offseason, the fact that their biggest addition is really a rookie. And look, that Connect falling to them at 17 is a nice piece. But that is not how you keep up with a Thunder team that made some big additions, a Mavs team that got much better with Klay Thompson. My main reaction is LeBron's LeBron, and even almost 40, he's still extraordinary. He was always going to get this contract, but it does not make it easy for the Lakers to actually compete this upcoming season.
Bill, we thought it was going to be a team-friendly deal when it comes to Bron. As you mentioned there, when free agency opened, Bron was supposed to maybe help and, as you said, give some of that money back so they secure a third star alongside him and Anthony Davis. You see the numbers there when it comes to the King. Father Time has not been knocking on that door, but DeMar DeRozan was in the conversation, maybe a Klay Thompson here, and now with LeBron getting this 104, what are the options out there for them adding another star?
Yeah, there aren't many. You're right. So I was told that Klay Thompson was the name, was the player LeBron was willing to take. And it would have been, Brandon, a significant pay cut in order to convince Klay Thompson to also take a significant pay cut, either in a sign and trade or maybe the mid-level exception. Once he was gone, the options really narrowed. Now let's talk about DeMar DeRozan for just a second. I don't think that's a fit that actually would have made sense for the Lakers. He's not a great three-point shooter. He's just not. That's what they need. He's not a great defensive player. That's what they need. And so you're right. You have to sort of look further afield. And I think the answer is probably something in the trade market. The Lakers had planned over the course of the last 4 or 5 months, if they swung out of this free agency, to try and bundle their 3 first-round picks. Now, one of those picks is now Connect. Let's include them in the conversation. Those 3 first-round picks, including the guy they just selected, along with, let's say, D'Lo, who opted in. That was good news for the Lakers. They don't really want to move on from Austin Reeves, and maybe he's somebody they can include and go get a big star. But there aren't big stars to be had. Donovan Mitchell just signed an extension in Cleveland. Obviously, at least for now, he plans to be there. It's hard to see Atlanta moving on from Trae Young, having traded DeJounte Murray to New Orleans. I'm told from folks in that organization that ownership there doesn't want a full rebuild. So I don't have a good answer for you. I don't think there are marquee names, near all-star names, that the Lakers can go and get. And I'm told that the expectation in L.A. is similar to what's going on in Golden State. They've got some pieces to move, but there's not a market. So I think we'll have to wait for disgruntled stars to emerge or for teams to change their mind and decide they're sellers. That usually happens well into the regular season, not in the summer before it begins.
Bill, I'm curious. I know this is just coming out this morning. Maybe a name or two of guys that could be an option for them given their money situation. What are some of those names you might be hearing?
I mean, here's the thing. Like, if they're in the second apron, there are no names that they can add. It's all veteran minimum guys, and that roster is pretty complete. Also, not that I feel like I'm contractually obligated to get Bronny James into conversation. Sometimes I promise I'm not. He's a full roster spot. I mean, he takes up one of those roster spots, which again is probably obviously connected to his dad. There aren't a lot of names out there. There aren't a lot of veteran minimum guys who are coveting going to the Los Angeles Lakers. Even I think the Suns believe they've got a better sales pitch that they can offer to teams if you're going to take the absolute minimum. And it's worth pointing out that the name that was out there 24, 48 hours ago was Chris Paul. Chris Paul gets waived by that Golden State organization. Obviously did not pick up that $30 million deal, but he's best friends with LeBron James. And a GM pointed out to me that if Chris Paul, who covets a ring, doesn't want to go and play with his best friend LeBron James with a veteran minimum, they're not going to be able to attract any kind of players in that way that are going to be difference makers. The roster, barring that trade, Brandon, I think is basically what you see is what you're going to get.
The one person they were able to attract, their new head coach, JJ Redick. You're talking about a rookie head coach there with the greatest player when it comes to LeBron James of his era. How does this set him back from maybe progressing this team to a contender, knowing you won't have as many pieces as you thought you were going to have come into free agency?
Yeah, it's one of those be careful what you wish for things. And I understand why there aren't many jobs in the NBA as a head coach. There's just 30 of these teams, 30 of these jobs. And obviously the Lakers are extremely storied. But the challenge and the reality of coaching LeBron is you get all of the expectations and probably all of the blame if you're the head coach. And it doesn't put JJ Redick in an easy spot. And not just because this Lakers team hasn't been able to improve, but because, as we've discussed, the West has gotten markedly better. There are 13 or maybe 12 teams who believe they're playoff teams. There's only 6 guaranteed spots and obviously a play-in, so only 2 of those teams will make it in. I think it sets JJ Redick up for a really interesting first year. I could be wrong here, Brandon. I don't think, and very few people around the NBA think, this Lakers squad is a top 6 guaranteed team. People think they are what they've been all along, and that is a play-in team at best. And when you're dealing with the end of LeBron's window and the fact that he has a player option after this year, so he can opt out next summer if he's not happy, it's a lot of pressure on JJ Redick. He doesn't have a lot of options. Obviously, Connect is a shooter, so that allows him to do some of the things that he wants. But I think it's going to be a baptism by fire for JJ Redick in a very difficult first season.
Bill, I'm looking at the West right now because you just mentioned it. We talk about teams from last season that excelled. The Thunder, we know what they are. The Nuggets won a championship not too long ago. Minnesota, of course, one of those top-tier teams. Maybe the Clippers falling off, the Mavs getting to the finals, and you expect others to trend up. Where do you see them? You mentioned play-in, like 7 or 8. What are we thinking here?
Yeah, that feels right. Look, I'm not pretending the Spurs are going to be a competitive basketball team winning an NBA championship, but I do think that as a team and an organization that's going to be 36 to 40 wins with Chris Paul, and the leap Wemby will probably take this next year. They're tough out. Houston came on really strong at the end of the year. They're young. I think that's going to be a team that can push ahead of the Lakers. It's easy to forget the Memphis Grizzlies were contenders a couple seasons ago. Everybody was injured, the Ja Morant suspension and injury, and really the entire team. If Memphis is healthy, they're ahead of that Lakers team. So to answer your question, is 8 to 10 feels like the right guess?
Yeah, that's about right. $104 million. I'll get you the middle of the pack when it comes to that. Bill Reiter is always appreciated. Look, LeBron got you sweating this morning with that breaking news.
I know. My kids turned the air conditioning off. We can't afford the air conditioning. LeBron needs to share some of that money.
That's all right. You're going overseas. I don't even want to hear it, Bill. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man, taking a look at it there beyond the arc. You saw he was sweating. LeBron at 104. It's just everywhere.
Why you got to call him out like that?
I just saw, I would be sweating too. He's getting $104 million. That's a lot. Ashley Cole-Moss and John Gonzalez, they will be talking about the Kings securing the bag and what's next for them in Lakerland.